I just need to sign in. All right, thank you. The next thing we have is we had some awards. We did a little different this year. We decided to give out some awards to make the kids want to work harder for next year. And I want to preface this with the coaches decided these awards. It wasn't me, it wasn't Melissa. The main coaches, so we had 4 or 5 guys.
It was Tom.
I wrote up the descriptions of the awards that I wanted to give out, and then I passed them out to all the coaches. And I told them there were some prerequisites in. The prerequisites were that they showed up to practice regularly, didn't have to be on time, because I don't know anybody other than get some Brennan showed up every day. And they had to show up to practice regularly, and then they had to compete in tournaments. So they had to show up on the weekends, at least, I think it was 3 or 4 tournaments. I think it was 4. I had a big tally of whatever I did. So that kind of gave us a group of about, I think 15 or 16 kids out of the 55 that we had showed up to practices regularly and wrestled more than 4 tournaments. And so the coaches all sent me their nominations. I put them down on the piece of paper, and then we all voted. So we made a nice little vote and decided who was going to get these awards. So as you can read, Rookie of the Year award, you can read yourself, but I'll read it. This award will be given to a wrestler in their first year of wrestling in tournaments. The wrestler chosen for this award must have attended practices and tournaments on a regular basis. This wrestler was attentive and gave effort all season long. It's a first-year wrestler who demonstrated basic wrestling skills in practice and tournaments. We had 4 nominees, and there were probably more nominees than this, but we gave it down to the top 4, and we all had reasons why we decided who we picked. But anyway, so Max Behrens is one, Corbin Schlosser, Elias Carlson, and Andrew Madrowski. Give a round of applause for those 4 guys. I want to give the award ended up going to Elias Carlson. Elias, I think he wrestled 6 tournaments. He didn't win all his matches, but he wrestled hard. And you know what the most important thing to me was he smiled the whole time. I don't know if a kid even knows how to cry, honestly. He's tough, he wrestled hard, he didn't win all his matches, but he gave effort, didn't you? You learned how to wrestle? Did you have fun? You had fun, the most important part. Alright, most outstanding light infantry. So what I call light infantry is a 4 to 6-year-old kid. The award is supposed to be given to a 4 to 6-year-old wrestler that was the most skilled 4 to 6-year-old wrestler in the program. So most skilled means a wrestler that understands what stance, motion, hand position, head position, double leg sprawl, down block, half of probably half the parents don't know any of this stuff, but this kid did. The nominees were Andrew Madrowski, Elias Carlson, Corbin Schlosser, and Lincoln Luster. And let's give a round of applause for those 3 guys. Andrew Madrowski. So here's another kid that came in and never wrestled before, right?
He's a smiler too, Coach.
Yeah, hold on, come here, man. So, he didn't win all his matches, but he came to lots of practices and he got a lot better all year. He learned, I think he learned all the basic techniques, and this kid, honestly, if there was a tournament tomorrow, he'd probably be there. He didn't want to stop wrestling. He wrestled stuff all year. I got video, and I think I might have posted on Facebook, but a clip of him in the last tournament in Lansing that he was in a good stance. Oh, I got a story too. He was in a good stance, and he down blocked. He flew behind the kid. He scored 2 points. He pinned, I think he pinned your last 3 guys? The last 3 guys of the year, he pinned all 3 of them with a half Nelson, I'm assuming. I think Coach Colich was there. A good story about Andrew. We were at Liberty Nationals, which was a big tournament up in St. Joe, and Andrew got out there and shook the kid's hand, And the first thing he did was did a back roll. Whoop! Like, normally you come forward and get dudes, but Andrew decided he was going to hit a back roll in the middle of the mat, did a back roll, then started attacking. It was really good. Andrew worked hard. All right, Novice Wrestler of the Year. This is a good one. So, this award will be given to the novice wrestler that had the best year overall. This wrestler came to practice regularly and was a great partner, leader in the novice practice. Novice just means you haven't wrestled very much, really 2 years, 3 years or less. This wrestler competed in the novice tournaments throughout the year and performed at a high level. He gave 100% when he was on the mat, had a great attitude, win or lose. Our nominees were Owen Gitson Brenneman, Lincoln Luster, and Andy Gray. Give it up for this award ended up going to Lincoln Luster. Here we go! So Lincoln wrestled last year, and you can tell he just naturally got the sport, but it's his second year wrestling.
He loves the spotlight, hurry up.
Yeah. So, okay, bottom line, the reason he ended up getting this award was he's 6 years old. He went to districts, which is only allowed, it's an 8 and under tournament, 10 and under, 12 and under, 14 and under. There's no 6 and under bracket. And he placed 4th in 8 districts in order to qualify for state as a 6-year-old, man. So the 6-year-old made state to go wrestle the 8-year-olds. He almost beat the other little 7-year-old that he wrestled in the 3rd and 4th place match. But yeah, he went and won Beast of the East at Mill Valley. It's an open tournament, and he beat a kid that was 46 and 6 or something like that from Wichita. So
despite all the coaches.
Solid. Good work, Lincoln. Outstanding Partner Award. This one's important. I don't know if everybody remembers this, but on those goal cards that we made, I made everybody write down that one of the goals was to be the best partner they could be to make their teammates better. Because if you're a good partner and you make your teammates better, our whole team gets better, right? So that's the goal, is to make our team better. And in order to make our team better, you have to come in and work hard. So this award is going to be given to the wrestler who attended practice relentlessly, works hard, and whose effort helped themselves and their partners get better. We have 4 nominees, and they're all deserving this award. Dylan Wren, Peyton Kirkpatrick, Reagan Coolidge, and Owen Brenneman. Give them a round of applause. The Outstanding Partner Award this year went to Owen Gitson Brenneman. So the story behind this one is Owen wanted to get really good at wrestling, right? Is this your second year? Second year. The kid didn't miss a practice. For that matter, this kid didn't miss a novice practice or an open practice. He came for 3 hours a night. He came from 5:30 to 8:30 every day. He ran sprints in both practices. I'm not sure the kid ever cried for running sprints. He gave effort. His dad took him to Perler on Wednesday nights. This kid went in Friday nights, practiced at home, right? Got a lot better, didn't you? He's starting to get it. Next year, we better watch out for Mr. Brennan. Good job, buddy.
Good job, Owen.
All right. Cougar Wrestler Award. This award will be given to the wrestler that's never give up attitude, works hard, has the demeanor of a Cougar wrestler, and displays other positive Cougar Wrestling Club qualities. This wrestler is a leader in the practice room as well as off the mat. Our nominees were Hayden Wren, Reagan Coolidge, Dylan Wren, Caleb Camber, and Ethan Wolfkamp. This award ended up going to Reagan Coolidge. He was in a tough weight and a tough bracket, and the story I got about him, we went to Battle of the Bell, which is a huge tournament out in Wichita. Yeah, Wichita. And I had to go coach Quentin. I went on the other side of the mat, and Reagan was going at the same time on the other side of the mat. And somehow they seated Reagan. They didn't seat him. They just pushed the button, and he ended up getting the very last seat of the bracket. So he had to wrestle the number 1 overall seed kid first. Very first match of the day. He went out and wrestled this kid so tough. I was coaching Quentin. I looked over, and Coach Cola just got this huge smile on his face, and Reagan's out there wrestling. I looked at the scoreboard, and it was 4-2. He was losing 4-2, but he had this kid in the half Nelson, his favorite move ever. I think you can pick about anybody in here with it. And had this kid on his, nearly going to his back to score 2 or 3 points. So he almost beat the number 1 seed at the Battle of the Bell. But this kid came, worked hard, didn't complain. Tough guy, good partner, good overall, bigger wrestler. Good work. This Honey Badger Award, I had to come up with one that was for a tough kid, kid that worked hard. This award's given to the toughest, hardest working wrestler in the program. This wrestler comes to practice regularly and works their tail off. They give 100% when given a task. This wrestler doesn't complain about the task, they simply get it done. Our nominees were Owen Brenneman, Caleb Cameron, Hayden Wren, and Dylan Wren. Award, I gave this one to Caleb Cameron. He doesn't take crap from nobody. If you push him, he's probably going to push you back. He might even give you one of these. He's a tough kid. He heck of a year too, right? I mean, he only lost 4 or 5 times. He went like 15 matches in a row without losing, I think. How many tournaments did you win in a row? 4 or 5? 3, 4, 5?
He's won 3 in a row.
Yeah. He put it to some kids. He's got a favorite move he likes. We're gonna get him some more moves. It's a good move, but we're gonna get some more moves. But yeah, Caleb's our honey badger. Good work, man. Most improved wrestler. This award will be given to the wrestler that improved the most from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. This includes as a practice partner and their overall skill level. This wrestler has a positive attitude, works hard every day. Nominees Hayden Wren, that name keeps popping up. The Wren boys work their butts off. Caleb Cameron and Andy Gray. Give them a round of applause. This award is going to Andy Gray. Andy's a probably tell the story, but from what I was told, he wrestled for a different club, which we won't name because we don't need to. But the year prior didn't go so well. I mean, I don't know that it necessarily goes so well, but he came into our program and looked very new to wrestling, and he worked his butt off. He came to practice almost every day, and I think he went to extra practices too. He didn't just practice with us, but the story goes, after the first week of practice, his dad came up to me and says, "Coach, I hate to tell you this, or I enjoyed to tell you this, but Andy's learned more in these 2 weeks than he learned all last year." And he took the skills we taught him and started winning matches. He has a picture, and I don't have the picture, but his dad sent me the picture of the end of the year. The kid had 12, 14 medals around his neck. And he went to Liberty Nationals, right? Yeah, he went to Liberty Nationals. He placed the Liberty Nationals in the rookie division. He went up there and got his picture on the podium. He's got pictures of it. It was good. So, most improved wrestler by far, although these other guys probably deserve the award too, but we could only give it to one. So, good work. Way to work. Most Outstanding Wrestler Award. This award is given to the wrestler that demonstrated the best wrestling skill in the program. This wrestler attended practice regularly and worked hard at practice. This wrestler competed in tournaments and performed at a very high level. Our nominees were Mason Barth, who kicked butt this year, Hank College, kicked butt this year, Caleb Cameron, kicked butt this year, and Quentin Jackson, kicked butt this year. This award is going to Quentin Jackson, and I'm not presenting him. I didn't nominate him, I didn't vote for him.
He didn't want to give it to him, but I think everybody in the room knows that this kid, he's amazing, especially like at the Tournament of Champions this year. There wasn't a lot of people there, but he looked like he had been wrestling for 12 years. He beat the state champion there twice that day. He beat the kid that took second that day. He wrestled with the kid from Nebraska that I've seen destroy all kinds of really good kids, including my son. Just totally annihilating. He wrestled like a man. He was with him the whole time. I love watching him wrestle. Probably my favorite kid to coach. He's unorthodox. He does a lot of crazy stuff. He's got crazy hips. He'll make you like have a heart attack while you're watching him, but somehow end up on top, pinning the kid. So he's well deserved. Congratulations.
All right. Then the other goal on our goal cards was to try to get on the Cougar Kids Club wall, the little wall that we made. And the only way to do that was to qualify for state and then try to get to state and take top 6. So I wanted to give a special nod or a thank you, whatever, a recognition to these kids that actually qualified for state. I put some statistics up there about them. The first one is Lincoln Luster. Come on up, buddy. He won 13 kids. He won one tournament, which was that Beast of the East. Good job, buddy. Took 4th place as districts at 8U 46 pounds as a 6-year-old that weighed 43.2. Like he barely missed.